Hey, this is Detroit Sports World. My name is Maurice Lewis. If this is your first time watching this video, then subscribe, especially if you're passionate about sports. The Detroit Lions lose to the Carolina Panthers 27-24. Man, the Carolina Panthers pretty much dominated. They dominated up until the fourth quarter. Matthew Stafford tried to bring these guys back. The offense is just so staggered. Man, Matthew Stafford needs help blocking. That offensive line struggled. Matthew Stafford got sacked 6 times. Again. Last week he got sacked 6 times. This week he got sacked 6 times again. So he needs some help on that O-line. It's not just Greg Robinson, a guy who I talked about before who struggled a little bit. It's not him. It's not just him. Wagner struggled. Glasgow struggled. I mean, it's not just individuals. As a unit, this offensive line has been struggling big time. And Matthew Stafford always have to do a hurry-up offense every time because he does not have time to throw the ball. He doesn't. This time, we didn't run the ball well. I mean, there were spurts of good gains, but we didn't run the ball well at all. I mean, Abdullah probably only had, 30-something yards. That's it, Didn't have that many carries either. I'm really happy that we're getting Zinner involved. He scored a touchdown. They're making him into more of that power back. I'm looking to see more out of him, And one thing that we saw in this game is they're starting to put Nick Bellure at fullback. So, we don't have a fullback and we need some blocking. We need help blocking for runs and blocking for Matthew Stafford, and that's what they're starting to do. So that kind of worked out. I give credit to that. But the Lions really couldn't stop Cam Newton. We gave a little bit of pressure from that defensive line. I'm not really worried about that. They're pretty good. They're the ones that's holding us in the game. Ziggy had a sack. Eloni Nada had a sack. Other than that, Cam Newton pretty much did what he wanted to do. We saw some sparks from Jarrett Davis. Jarrett Davis did pretty good, but, Cam Newton just ate the tight end. Funches, Calvin Benjamin, they did what they wanted to do. They really did. What we did do is, we stopped their run game. So, when it comes to our defense, I don't have a problem with our defense. We finally faced a team to where, our defense didn't really do, takeaways. We didn't get any takeaways, actually. So with that being said, the Lions offense have to step up. We can't just rely on our defense to do all the work for us and to bail out the offense. And that's what's been happening. The defense has been on the field majority of the time. And then up until the fourth quarter where Matthew Stafford tried to make a comeback, we scored 2 touchdowns. And that shouldn't even be the case. We should be scoring throughout the whole game. We should be fluent throughout the whole game. So I'm looking for a little bit more consistency the next game. I had to talk about Ebron. Ebron, dude, you're dropping balls. You're making Detroit not like you at all, dude. Like, they're booing you in the crowds. I even said this in a couple of my videos that Ebron needs to step up, and he has not been stepping up. And he even went on Twitter to say this, because he's been getting it from fans left and right. He went on Twitter to say this: some of you wouldn't know the half. Boo me all you want, but pay attention to the whole picture. Hashtag stay woke. You're making excuses, Ebron. You're paid to go play and catch footballs, not to drop footballs, not to complain, not to make excuses for poor play. It's you, no one else. If Matthew Stafford throws you the ball and it hits your hands, or if it hits your chest and you drop it, that is your fault. And that's what I have to say about that, So we just need to get better. We lost this game. We don't need to be like the old Lions where, we're trailing and then we're trying to make a comeback. And then, even though Matthew Stafford is one of the best quarterback comebacks in the NFL, that is not the way you win games. So you heard it from me. My name is Maurice Lewis. You're listening to Detroit Sports World. If you're passionate about sports, then subscribe to my videos. I'm out.